Who had the bigger win yesterday, Tom Brady and the Buccaneers or Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers?
Wow, they were both pretty darn big. Certainly for the Bucs, it means first place,
right?
500 record. Green Bay obviously is still looking up at Minnesota in the division, and that's going to be a tall hill to climb in the final weeks of the season. But right now, Kirk, there's only 6 teams in the NFC with winning records, and 3 of them are in the NFC East. And so who's going to be maybe that last wild card in the NFC? That could come from a bunch of these teams that are, right around 5-4, 4-6, whatever it might be. If the Packers had fallen to 3-7, you could make the argument that maybe they're out of the picture. I mean, who knows? Crazy things can happen, but it's awful difficult to put on that great run at the end of the year. But just to remain relevant, because certainly there's a big difference between being 2 games away from 500 and being 4 games away at this stage of the season. So probably bigger for Green Bay, but Tampa Bay, it certainly solidifies them as what we all expected them to be, which is the team to beat in that division.
I think in years past when you beat the Super Bowl champion, you say, oh, that was a big win on the season, right? You circle that, big win for that football team. But the Arizona Cardinals beat a down Rams team, and they were without their quarterback, Matthew Stafford, but the Cardinals were without their quarterback, Kyler Murray. It's a win, and it helps out the Arizona Cardinals. But what's the latest now with the Cardinals, especially the Kyler Murray injury? Their next game is on Monday night in Mexico versus the San Francisco 49ers. What did the win yesterday do for Arizona, and then just the outlooks for a guy like Kyler Murray moving forward?
Well, one thing it does, it eliminates a lot of the negativity for a week, which we know can really be ramped up when teams lose and they don't look good doing that. And they were fortunate to beat a team, like you said, that is very down. What was significant about this game, when you talk about beyond, I'll get to Murray in a second, but beyond the 2 quarterbacks, the backups that played, is that both teams lead the league in having 12 different players start on their offensive line in the first 10 weeks of the season. I mean, both teams have been decimated in that line. But what the Cardinals were able to do yesterday with 2 new starters, two more new starters on the line, was Colt McCoy just get back, boom, 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 3 steps, 4, whatever it is, and get rid of the football. And that was how they were able to move the ball, which, Kyler Murray's a different type of guy. And so you would think that right now, again, just like Green Bay, they're closer to 500 than they would have been with a loss. Tough one against the 49ers and that defense, that you think unless Murray's totally 100%, that they'll go with Colt McCoy again, who just manages the offense very well and gets rid of it quickly, and was able to use both DeAndre Hopkins and Rondale Moore to a strong degree. They had a huge percentage of his targets, and that helped them. And plus, they didn't have any turnovers on offense, so that was big in that game. So, we'll see what happens. But like I said, it was big because they're a desperate football team, but they're feeling a lot better about themselves this week, obviously, than they would have with a loss, and knowing that another loss would be featured on Hard Knocks on Wednesday night.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.